Midweek update time, and we are tightening exposures off yesterday while keeping the core logic intact around correlation and leverage in a tough matchup environment. We are holding firm at quarterback with Sam Darnold from Seattle at 16,200, dash rank 100, projected 18 against New England, who have a tough defense overall, and ownership still projects near 0%. The 30 last game after back-to-back nines gives us the volatility profile we want for tournaments, and the essentially sports feature on his path from a 2024 punchline to leading Seattle to a Super Bowl LX title is the confidence signal we are betting on. We continue to maximize that by correlating him with Jackson Smith-Njigba. No change to our secondary quarterback. Drake May from New England at 16,500 projects for 21 with 22 per game and a steady run of 16, 17, and 19 against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall. Ownership is near 0%. Reporting that New England is bolstering his receiving core supports sustained volume, so he remains the direct pivot if you script the Patriots to control tempo and the ideal bring back piece for Darnold stacks. At running back, we are staying put on Kenneth Walker III from Kansas City at 14,700, dash rank 82, projected 16 against New England, who have a tough defense overall, ownership near 0%. His last three of 21, 39, and 17 keep the eruption game firmly in play, and the news cycle around the Chiefs signing the Super Bowl LX MVP and then shaping their draft strategy after securing him points to featured usage even in a difficult matchup. We are adjusting our value RB lane from yesterday. We had leaned on the rookie Tre'Veyon Henderson as a salary lever, but today we are pulling that exposure back and monitoring Ramondre Stevenson at 13,200 instead. He projects 16 against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall, and ownership is near 0%. But the midweek reports, noting Mike Vrabel's injury announcement and an NFL doctor's concerning update, introduce downside risk. So for now, he is a light sprinkle only in Drake May stacks rather than a core value. Wide receiver remains the foundation, and our core up top is unchanged. Jackson Smith-Njigba from Seattle at 11,600 carries a dash rank of 100 and is projected 27 against New England, who have a tough defense overall. He averages 23 per game and just posted 34, 11, and 14 in his last three. Ownership sits around 0%. Multiple headlines on his dominant Super Bowl run and his push to become the highest-paid wide receiver in NFL history underscore alpha usage and mindset, which matches the volume we are seeing. We keep stacking him with Darnold. We are adding Cooper Kupp from Seattle at 7,800 as a complimentary double in some Darnold builds. Dash rank 91, projected 9 against New England, who have a tough defense overall with recent 14, 11, and 5, and ownership near 0%. The coverage of his homecoming to Washington State, a Lombardi in hand, and an immediate refocus on what is next reinforces a professional target floor, and his price lets us build a double without sacrificing the JSN core. On the Patriots side, we are rotating off yesterday's Demario Douglas bringback and moving to Mac Hollins at 5,400, dash rank 73, projected 8 against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall, ownership near 0%. The over-the-cap note that New England paid him a $400,000 incentive even though he finished just shy of the receptions trigger, plus beat coverage that he led the team with 78 yards in a recent game, signal trust and a defined role that fits our runback needs at low cost. We are flipping tight end exposure from yesterday's Hunter Henry pivot to A.J. Barner from Seattle at 7,200, dash rank 90, projected 8 against New England, who have a tough defense overall, with recent 3, 0, and 3 and ownership near 0%. The Clint Kubiak departure to the Raiders is in the news, but our angle is game environment and correlation. In a compressed red zone against a tough defense overall, we like the salary relief and touchdown path Barner offers when coverage tilts toward JSN and Coop. If you need an extreme punt, Eric Sauber from Seattle sits at 900 with a dash rank of 52 and 1 fantasy point per game. He logged 0, 0, and 3 fantasy points in his last 3. Ownership will be near 0%. The profile pieces are biographical rather than role-based, so use him only as a last dollar salary unlock in stars and scrubs constructions. No change at kicker. Jason Myers from Seattle at 8,100 projects for 11 against New England, who have a tough defense overall, with recent 7, 11, and 8, and ownership near 0%. National coverage of his 5 field goals in the Super Bowl and the near MVP debate confirms Seattle's willingness to lean on him when drives stall, which a strong defense can induce. Andy Borregales from New England at 7,500 projects for 9 with recent 4, 4, and 10 against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall, ownership near 0%. The rookie season recap citing 126 points at an 86.7% clip. Supports continued trust if Patriots drives end in 3s. Defense and special teams is unchanged. The Patriots at 6,000 have produced 12, 7, and 5 in their last 3 and provide clean leverage against popular Seattle skill stacks at a bargain price with ownership near 0%. For large field builds that fade Drake May and Patriots pieces, the Seahawks team value at 4,400 is a viable punt. The opponent rank sits in the middle of the pack, and the salary relief lets you jam the Darnold to JSN core. Stacking plan remains similar to yesterday with 2 refinements. Primary build is Sam Darnold with Jackson Smith and Jigba, optionally adding Cooper Kupp as a low-cost double, and running it back with either Drake May plus Mac Hollins or May plus Borregales. If you flip the script, go Drake May with Mac Hollins and bring it back with JSN. Myers and Borregales are interchangeable based on which side you script to stall in the red zone. Kenneth Walker is a separate tournament lever in non-Patriots builds to access a different game bet at low ownership, while A.J. Barner or Sobert are the salary valves that open the premium stacks. To summarize the why, we are staying anchored to JSN's dash rank of 127-point projection and 34-point spike, reinforced by multiple headlines on his record-setting contract push after a Super Bowl-winning season. Darnold's 30-point ceiling last game plus the redemption arc feature signal confidence in a system that feeds its alpha. Walker's 39 2 games back and the Chiefs' strategy pieces keep feature volume intact. Mac Hollins gains value as the bringback with clear team trust, and both kickers benefit from 2 teams who have a tough defense overall. We are trimming Stevenson exposure on the midweek injury notes and using Barner for salary relief, while the Patriots defense and Seahawks team value provide leverage and roster flexibility at ownerships near 0%.